Today, we're driving the new Bronco Raptor. This beast is unstoppable. This is part of the new Raptor family, along with the F-150 and the Ranger that you can't get in the US yet. But Ford's goal is to have a full lineup of off-road vehicles, and obviously they're targeting Jeep. They want to be known, Raptor wants to be known as the ultimate off-road family of vehicles, and this is a bad vehicle. We tried to get it stuck and it just went over anything we tried to give it. So starting with the Bronco frame foundation, the Ford performance team knew they wanted more. So they tried to increase the suspension travel and track width for high-speed stability during high-speed desert runs. High-strength steel frame with new shock towers that increase wheel travel were introduced. Skid plates provide continuous coverage from the front bumper to the back of the engine, transmission, transfer case. The upper body, B pillar, there's a crossbar, C pillar, there's a crossbar, and Ford says 50% total torsional rigidity increase over a standard Bronco four-door model. They then added competition level axles that were also used on the race truck to make sure that all this power gets to the ground. The solid rear axles upgraded to a semi-floating Dana 50, and the Dana 44 front drive axle is also used with upgraded half shafts. These things increase the track width by 8.6 inches over a standard Bronco, and yeah, you can tell you need to be careful parking this thing in your local parking lot. They also have increased ground clearance, obviously, so by 4.8 inches over a base model. Now it has 13 inches of ground clearance. The 4x4 system is amazing because it has a higher clutch capacity to withstand the demands of off-road racing, I guess, if that's what you want to do. Also, if you wanted to go rock crawling, in the 4x4 low system, it gives you a 67.7 to 1 crawl ratio in 4x4 low, which is unbelievable. You can go so slow you don't even have to touch the gas and have total control. The shocks are Fox design shocks that were made for this truck specifically, and the shocks are really high-tech. They have all kinds of sensors, and you can see everything on the dash as you're off-roading. You can see where each wheel is doing and what your pitch and roll angles are, and all kinds of stuff like that. It's unbelievable. Then under the hood, of course, you have the 3-liter EcoBoost motor that puts out over 415 horsepower. Of course, with a big truck like this with giant tires, 37 by 12.5, 17-inch tires, the largest Ford claims of any SUV in America, with moving all this mass is of course hard. So even with over 400 horsepower, it still feels sluggish on the street. But when you're out in the mud and on dirt and in the desert, there's plenty of power and it feels right at home. It was never made really to drive on the street, but driving on the street is actually fantastic in this thing because on beautiful California roads, you don't need to worry about potholes. You have all kinds of controls. You can electronically, you can see what's going on, and you have buttons. You can detach the anti-roll bar. You can go to 4x4 low, 4 automatic. You can lock the diffs, front, rear. You can do all kinds of stuff. It's such a serious off-road vehicle that nothing can really touch it. And if you get stuck in this thing, then you're probably doing something that you shouldn't be doing. Unbelievable vehicle. Really enjoyed our time, and those shocks actually made the ride so smooth in this thing. And you also get Ford's GOAT system. They call it GOAT, goes over any type of terrain, and which will you can select the settings, and it'll pick all the right modes for whatever terrain you're at. And another bonus, the towing capacity has been increased by 1,000 pounds over a base model. So if you want, this thing will actually tow 4,500 pounds of trailer. We don't see too many people wanting to tow with this thing. It's not really a tow rig, but unbelievable vehicle nonetheless.